Good morning and welcome back to another podcast pending.
Good morning.
Hello.
All right, yeah, today we're talking about
Fun things.
good old Nintendo ever catching up with every other service when it comes to online and what's the other? Oh yes. AAA games on Nintendo, and then of course EA being EA.
A lot of Nintendo news today.
And then we just talk about generally how replaying games is changed, been different. It's not something I ever grew up with, so I'm not sure how common this is. Seems to be more common than not. But what are you doing, computer? Do not struggle so. There we are.
Hooray!
This computer is giving so much trouble.
It's about time. We probably need to buy a new one pretty soon.
Eventually. Anyway, so yes. Nintendo is changing their online service. This one was your idea, so I'm gonna let you run with it.
Okay, yeah. So Nintendo's finally changing their online service a little bit. So, kind of like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live. So they're going more towards that direction. Looks like. So officially, they have announced that they are bringing at least Mario Tennis Aces for free to the Switch for a limited time. You get to play it for like a week, full game. No limitations.
Oh, as a benefit of having
the online service.
Okay,
Because currently, right now, the only thing that you get from having the online service, other than playing games online, is having the free.
It's not really free.
The Nintendo games.
Well, it's not really free.
Well, with the service that comes free.
Yeah, it's like saying the PlayStation gives games away for free.
Yeah, that's people do though, because it makes it sounds better.
Like, Xbox Live gives games away for free because when I lose my Xbox Live, I still get to play those games.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about PlayStation. But anyway, so yes, they are offering free trials for the games, though it's only going to last about a week. Actually, a little less than a week, about 6 days. Yeah. But that you do at that time, if you you can re-download it now, so that way you don't waste time downloading. And you also get 30% off the game in between those periods and a couple days after. So it's like 30%, like their official site says you get 30% off the game. So they're offering discounts at least. I think that's pushing them more in the right direction. I know a lot of people are upset with the Nintendo online service. I personally not. I mean, it's $20. You're not paying that much.
Yeah, $30 for like what, 7 people?
Yeah, like it's really not expensive. Like it's super cheap. I can see them maybe giving like a premium version of the Nintendo Switch Online and offering some free games. But I did see some people talking about how they might not be willing to do that, or they might be more adverse to doing that because
I don't think they do it with Nintendo Library.
It devalues games, is what it does. Because
I don't know, if you have an esports game, I could see that being a thing. That's why Fortnite took off, because it was free.
I can see them giving away like smaller games. Like I said, I enjoy having those
small publishers.
Yeah, I enjoy having those free Super Nintendo and NES games. I mean, on the eShop you had to buy those. Those were like $10 each. So, I mean, honestly, for what you're paying for,
I'd love to see a revitalization of the eShop personally.
I would love that.
They've got a big enough backlog, but I guess every time they go to a new system, they gotta re-secure all those friggin' rights again.
Yeah, but so it feels like they're trying to. It feels like they're trying to add more to the service to make it more beneficial, I guess, for people who already have it, or to make more people join in on it.
Yes.
I know a lot of people, like I said, are hoping that they're gonna start getting free games with it, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to be a thing. Said maybe they'll implement a premium service at some point.
They'll be there to me when you can send messages, like it got the IM thing feature, and the invite friends is across all games.
Yeah.
You know, I think once those features are in place, I can say they're in a better place.
Yeah.
But until they do, they're kind of just farting around. And it's okay because for what it does, it works.
It's, like I said, it's not expensive. So, like, honestly, you're not losing a whole lot of money. It's not like PlayStation Plus or anything where, how much is that every month?
60 every year.
Or 60 a year.
Same for Xbox. And,
so.
And I don't even.
Not too bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad at all. But like, it is a heftier chunk of change, especially if you don't play. Oh, hello, Rue. Especially if you don't play those systems much. $20 is much more reasonable, but of course you're
30 if you can add up like 6 other people.
Yeah, so it's becoming better.
That's $5 per person a year.
Yeah, they're working more towards getting it, I think, closer to those. But I'm wondering where that's really going to take them in the future and how people are going to react, because
it's kind of like Nintendo does what Nintendo does. I think that they'll get to online when they want to, you know?
Yeah, a lot of their games aren't focused on online either. A lot of them are couch co-op based.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time playing Diablo the other night.
We did. It
was fun, actually.
So, but that's kind of all I had on that one. It was more along the lines of
quick little blurb.
Yeah, them trying to make that service a little bit more.
Yeah.
Desirable, I guess, is a good word.
I think it's still fully desirable, and I think Nintendo's still about that whole family thing. So it's gonna be a while before they implement anything that people really want. There's already in-game chat. That's just an option that must be enabled by the developers. But in order to chat like necessarily through parties, more or less, you've got to use the Nintendo Online app.
Yeah.
And they've still got to figure that out for it to be a hit. And then I think, honestly, I think a thing that should be in the future, if I want to see the online really grow, is the future dock should start incorporating Ethernet. So if the dock has Ethernet built in,
rather than like that adapter that they had.
I mean, I know it'll probably. They need to find a way to bite that cost in some fashion, even if it's selling at cost or offering an alternative dock. But that would be the first key to a good online experience, because when you're playing with other people who won't use the dock, it doesn't matter if the servers are not hosted. You're going to get some kind of lag.
Oh, okay.
It just seems to be the way that the netcode in their games works.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do the other systems rent from Amazon, I guess, to host their servers?
Almost everybody rents from Amazon. Even Amazon rents from Amazon, I'm sure. But
I mean, I understand them wanting to keep it.
That's the whole key to the Capital One leak that happened, is that they misconfigured their Amazon servers. So it wasn't even a hack. It was just they botched something. Some woman was foolish enough to say something about it. Well, someone was foolish enough in general just to say something about it, and it cost people a bunch of data. So now I'm on alert to look for my Social Security online, I think.
Gotcha. I mean, I understand that
that's for life.
That's how Nintendo's always been, though. They kind of like to keep things on their own home base.
Yeah.
They don't like to reach out as far. I mean, even them going to and letting an indie game use one of their tropes, one of their main I can't think of the word. Franchises. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
with Zelda, that was a very, very big surprise. I was honestly super shocked for that, and it came out fantastic. It ended up paying off in the end, but I can see why they're hesitant, because if they start dipping their foot into other areas too much, then they're going to start losing who they are.
Maybe not. They always find a way to put a Nintendo flair on it. Speaking of Nintendo flair, the Nintendo Switch is doing so well now. We've got the Outer Worlds coming to Nintendo Switch, and I know that's not a big deal to you.
I don't know what that is.
But it is to me.
What?
Oh, I was thinking of two things at once. I was thinking of responding to you and where to find this periodic table elements. This was given to me as a gift.
I got it for you.
Was it you?
Yeah, it was me. I think I bought it from.
I forget anymore.
I think I bought it from ThinkGeek.
Ooh, That hurts.
I'm not sure if they have it anymore,
I'm
but
not sure if they exist anymore.
they still exist. GameStop bought them out.
No, they were absorbed into GameStop.
Yeah, their site still exists though. On its own. Yes.
Pretty sure it was going down.
No, it still exists.
When did you go to it?
Like a month ago.
Oh, I've been more recent.
Oh. But yes, if they still have it, I'm like.
Yeah, redirects GameStop. They are no more.
Oh, that's sad. That's disappointing. Yeah, GameStop's not gonna be around. So if you had go check their site, see if they have
Micro
one of these.
news there. GameStop just fired 1/30th or so of their managers. And HR. I mean, they had tons of managers. It was
They
ridiculous.
did. They had a lot of managers. But yeah, I'm almost positive I got this from ThinkGeek.
Okay.
So you might be able to find it online. It might be on GameStop's website.
All the toys are moving to the GameStop
Gotcha.
website,
So hopefully they move that there. I'm not sure if it's been discontinued or not. I do know they sometimes stop releasing items.
You
but
can always check eBay.
Yeah, you can always check eBay or Amazon.
Yeah, everything gets cycled through.
Or Etsy. But what do you call it?
Ooh, $15 to $3 in a year. That's harsh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That seems to be.
But your game. So
yes, Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
So Outer Worlds comes from Obsidian, the developers that did Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
And which I actually did like that game. I didn't like the storytelling as much as I did in the third one because I felt the third story was more cohesive around your character.
Yeah.
the experience in New Vegas was about the world more than not. They also developed Stick of Truth apparently. I forgot about that entirely.
Oh. Okay.
They're the ones that picked it up for like the third developer. But
okay.
This is a heavily Fallout influenced style game.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it. I remember
they're going insane with it. Like, it's like in the outer rims of space on another worlds, something like this. I've been keeping a small eye on it, but it intrigues me because I've wanted a Fallout on Switch. I was really hoping for the Fallout 3 anniversary that they were going to do Fallout 3 on the Switch. That would have made my day, but they didn't. But this is here to take its place, and they're expanding upon the idea of Fallout where you can kill almost anybody in the sense that anybody that is non-essential. But apparently in this game, it doesn't matter if they're essential or not. You can take out the whole populace if you want. And they're working on ways so that quests can continue to trigger, even if you've killed, like, say, a main quest, not a quest giver, but a main point in the quest, somebody who's to provide you information. They've come up with alternate routes for you to get these things you need to complete quests.
Oh my God.
What happens if you murder everybody?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think that
the game's
that's
over.
The game's over.
You can still
Just a big
explore and
screen
loot
comes down.
enemies. I mean, but
yeah.
But and the game is supposed to be, and I like this idea. It's supposed to be ambiguous on belief system in the sense that no choice that you make, and belief system is the wrong word, on moral, in the sense that choices that you make aren't necessarily good or bad. They try to fit answers within gray areas so that one answer may be more to your liking but have something you don't like as part of it, or another maybe something you don't like but you're trading off for something else you need, kind of thing. So the choices don't necessarily come from good or evil, but how you choose to see the world to develop.
Okay.
I think that seems very interesting to me.
It seems like they're making it harder on themselves by making it a gray area type of game. It's making it harder on them, but it'll make it more interesting if they can pull it off.
Good morning, Shadow.
Yeah, I really do. I'm excited to have such a big game like that, along with The Witcher 3 this fall. The Switch has been, for the most part, but is quickly becoming my number one go-to console. My PC, just because I don't have the time I did just to sit with the games that I like to, is crying in the corner. Because it's just easier to use the Switch. If I want to to zone out, or if I want to watch a video. Heck, if I'm sick and I'm in bed, but I just can't fall asleep or whatever reason, I can pick it up. I can take it out of the dock. I can have something else going in the background. It's great, especially for JRPGs when you have to do repetitive, mindless grinding. It's why I love the PSP Go for PlayStation Classic games. You just sit there and grind away your levels while you watch a season of SpongeBob. Yes, I still watch SpongeBob.
Hey, first, it's like 3 seasons with the greatest.
I'll watch any SpongeBob you put in front of me at least once.
Are you going to watch that new show they're putting out?
Is it a SpongeBob?
It's a SpongeBob spinoff where it's like SpongeBob in summer camp. And the creator of SpongeBob exclusively said he didn't want to spin off at all, but once he died, they put one out.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I won't. I mean,
I won't
still
seek
favoring
it out,
those early episodes.
I'll
the first
like
100 episodes are still my favorite.
Like the greatest.
Yeah.
The new ones are very weird and chaotic. It's kind of like watching the new Mickey Mouse.
They had different writers at that point, and
oh yeah, I mean, my only saving. That's a conversation for another time.
Okay, all right.
But I don't know. I'm excited to see bigger games finally turning to the Switch.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just like last year's ports, but like good games, like all the Doom Eternal, Wolfensteins. What are some of the other games that we've gotten?
I can't think
I'm
of
really
anything.
blanking
I can't think anything
right
off the top of my head now. You put me on the spot. I don't know.
Well, Diablo, of course, that is older, but like to see bigger games coming to the system is kind of my point.
Yeah.
And as their install base grows, I think there will be increased pressure on companies to move to the Switch, because the Switch has already passed Japan's lifetime sales of the PlayStation 4 in Japan, of course, and it's rapidly swelling its number base, like 70 millions last I heard. And with the Switch Lite dropping for children, I think we're going to see that number increase even more. With the revision, more people are going to be apt to jump in because they don't have to necessarily carry a battery pack with them to charge the thing. And I just see that's a good sign for a system that, well, is powered enough to do what it does, but not necessarily
a powerhouse itself.
What I want. It's the system I need,
not what you want.
I want.
So like Shadow said, like it being announced is like a big shock for a lot of people too, like except for you. But it's kind of funny because I don't know if you guys remember, but was it April 1st that they had that joke with the Nintendo about how everything was coming to Switch, and the guy was just sitting there snapping his fingers, and like all these titles were showing up. These most random titles. It's almost like that's actually becoming a reality at this point. Like it was a joke.
I'm super stoked about The Witcher 3 because I don't even have all the experiences.
But you know what I'm saying though. Like it was at first a joke on how everything was coming to Switch, but now it's honestly starting to feel like everything is coming.
It's a numbers game, and
it's hilarious.
Which is actually funny because that leads right into our next topic. You know that EA being EA, giving amazing reasons not to publish on the Nintendo Switch.
Amazing reasons.
Yes.
They have the best reason.
Better than surprise mechanics.
It's a terrible reason.
Yes, better than surprise mechanics.
Oh my goodness. Their whole little quip here is a little long. I don't know if you want me to read the whole thing.
Yeah, actually it's pretty great to hear.
So yeah, they're like, okay, so starting off,
EA.
Yeah, anytime we're evaluating platform conversations, we are really looking at a couple of things. One, does the game really fit the profile of that platform in terms of the control or the community ecosystem? Two, do we think the community playing on that platform would appreciate the game to go there? Or would they prefer to play it somewhere else? We have a lot of data that would suggest a great many Switch owners also own a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One or a PC, and very often choose to play the games that we make on those platforms, even though they have a Switch and they enjoy a lot of great content on the Switch.
Yeah, and that's in response to their investors' earnings call, with investors reaching out to say, hey, why aren't we publishing on Switch to get that sweet cash?
Sweet cash.
So I thought
it's a really lackluster reason. Basically, they're trying to say that because other people have other systems and they prefer to play. Here's the other thing, like, so they say that they prefer to play their games on like their other systems, like their Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. Yeah. But how can they know that if they don't have those games on?
Well, yeah, because Switch? They were referencing like Madden and
that's not
Tiger Woods, like they're games that are not on Switch, saying people would rather play these on their home consoles. And we're like,
you didn't even get us a chance to play it on
maybe with FIFA, but you stripped out 40% of the game with FIFA. I mean, I guess understandably, I don't know, but you give a stripped down version, you don't update, and then you compare apples to oranges by saying they don't play Madden on the Switch because they have it on the Xbox. It's not available on the Switch. How do you get to make... You don't have a choice.
How do you get to this conclusion? Like, yes, of course I'm going to prefer to play on my PlayStation 4 because that's the only thing it's available on.
They were trying to twist their words.
They were. Translation, we can exploit Switch owners with surprise mechanics.
An excellent example for getting, you get your foot in your mouth there, kind of.
Well, I think they were doing it on purpose to get the investors off their back.
Like, here's the thing is that, no, they're not going to...
They weren't happy with
because here's the thing
they thought it would.
They thought.
Silly
they thought wrong. Whoever thought that should have been fired.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it a little bit last night, about how there are several games that we own on, different platforms, like Diablo 3
we buy things for the Switch.
We buy things specifically for the Switch because it's portable. Like, that's the greatest part about it.
It's on PlayStation 4 and Switch. Let me get that Switch copy.
Let me get that. So here's the thing too. Is like I said,
Ni no Kuni remastered. What's that?
Oh, I'm so excited because I actually haven't ever picked. It's
not on the Switch.
Huh?
It's not on the Switch.
They're bringing it. Aren't they bringing Ni no Kuni?
They're porting it to the Switch. Remastered is going to the
That's
Xbox
fine.
and PlayStation.
Oh, I don't really care. I won't buy the remastered. I'll just buy the port.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
My
so
point.
Because there's so many games that I would prefer to play, but there's some that I just don't want to sit down with my PlayStation to play. Like, I honestly, I think I've said this before, but my PlayStation has literally become a paperweight at this point. Like, the only thing I use it for is Persona 5 and some other game that I can't think of right now. That's how unimportant it is to me. Like, or Kingdom Hearts. I played it for Kingdom Hearts, which wasn't even that great of a game. Sorry, anybody who liked Kingdom Hearts 3. It was good, but it wasn't great.
I guess I'm the holdout in the group.
So
which one?
Why? Oh, for Nintendo?
No, for the PlayStation 4. Because I was playing it last night.
Oh, no. I play the games that are exclusive to it. Like, I will play the games that look interesting to me.
See, that's the thing, though. It's like, I don't...
They're not capturing me anymore.
That's what I mean.
Because I have a PC that outranks my PlayStation. If it's not exclusive, no reason to get it.
There's no games that make me go, hey, I think I'm going to go home and play my PlayStation 4 today, except for Persona 5, which is coming to Switch anyway.
Maybe. It is a battle royale, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's not.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's right.
It's not the.
But the new Shin Megami Tensei 5 is.
Oh, right. Have you seen the memes on that?
Eventually.
Like the girl who with the hand, she drops something on the table and there's nothing there. Like that.
No, I've not seen that
cartoon meme. Well, there's a bunch of people saying that's not actually coming.
Like they're contractually obligated.
Well,
but Shin Megami Tensei have famously been on Nintendo systems, especially the propers.
Yeah.
You should know you played 4 and 4 Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how well
sports
games would do on the Switch because, I mean, I know some people would probably enjoy it. I don't think it'd be as big, but things like The Sims, I did see something the other day. Oh, Sims, absolutely. I did read something the other day about since they pushed Animal Crossing back. Because
development
reasons.
They're not going to push their staff,
which is fine. I could totally understand. But people were saying, well, that would be the perfect opportunity for EA to drop Sims. It's it's a simulated game.
Hell, I'd even buy the original.
It's not the same, but like it is something in the meantime, and they would probably get a lot of sales after that to take your Sims with you. Like
it may look a little cruddy, but
it'll just be like playing on your old PC.
Hell, I'd buy the original collection of The Sims again because that was just a fun stupid fun kind of game.
The point is though that they're losing money in this fact. People will buy
and the Switch
games.
base is only growing.
Yeah, people will buy multiple games mainly because it's so easy to pick up. It's so easy to take with you. It's easy to pause those games that normally, like, say if you were playing on your PC or on your PlayStation 4, you'd have to go, well, I got to come back to this later. I can't take it with me. Got to go wherever I'm going.
Yeah.
You go on vacation, you can't take your. I mean, we were crazy and we did take our PlayStation and things with us. Yeah. But most people aren't going to do that. They're going to leave it at home.
Was no school and a video game.
Exactly. So
that was my idea of a vacation.
The fact that it's so portable and so easily moved that them not moving their games over to that platform is just a stupid business decision. Like, they're going to lose money. They're not going to. They've got so much opportunity there and they're going to lose it.
Yeah.
For stupid reasons. Like some people were saying that there's got to be more to this, like behind the curtain. Like there's a little curtain, and they put a little sign out saying, "Oh, we're having technical difficulties," and behind there's just like a train wreck.
Wait, what? I missed your analogy there.
Oh, that there's like a curtain, and on the outside they say they're having technical difficulties.
What's this analogy for?
EA's reason for not putting Nintendo games on this. People are thinking there's other reasons behind it. So basically, the curtain is them saying, or is the reasons.
Surprisingly,
EA is coming out with their own console.
The signs like saying, "Hey, we're having some minor technical difficulties. Be back soon." And like behind the curtain is just like a train wreck.
Or nothing.
Just like or nothing.
No, they're developing their own console for their exclusive EA games. You can only play Madden on the EA
Not only
system.
are they the worst rated company in the world, they're gonna have the worst rated console.
Because
you have to pay every month to turn it on. Oh yeah, there's a monthly fee.
Yeah,
strawberries.
But it's a surprise. It's a surprise update.
Yeah.
Do you think that EA's mobile market is another reason they won't develop for the Switch?
From my population of one being me, I have a bunch of EA mobile games, but I've never spent a dime on, nor do I really play them that often.
I did try
but they do have their hands in a lot of
tried The Sims on the mobile, and it really wasn't that fun.
Yeah, it's just not the same experience.
I'd rather have it. I honestly don't know what their actual reasoning is. Like I don't really have an idea.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're a developer with no interest in the Switch, then you're giving up a chance to make money, especially if the games are portable. And it's funny to say portable, but portable to the Nintendo Switch. If you can pull it off and you have the funds and there's an install base there that the initial purchase volume would outweigh, then it would seem a viable option. But if you've got a shareholder that's investing in your company and saying, "I bought in your company, expecting you to do good with this money," and you've said, "We'll take your money and you can expect us to do good with this money," then I think that there's some kind of responsibility there to give a better answer as to why not. Not this, because I know a lot of people just invest in portfolios and things like that. I'm not sure how often video game companies end up in these kind of portfolios, but I would imagine that most people investing in companies like EA or something like that, something I guess would be a more of a fringe kind of investment, that they would be going, "There's a big install base over here that you aren't attempting to break into. What's going on?" And they say, "Well, you see, they have some kind of following. You see, we only put A here, which means people want to play A here. They don't want to play it on B. Well, did you offer B? Maybe." I mean, it's like Jeff Foxworthy was talking about, and I know it was probably a joke, about how he would go over to visit family, and his family would have a note on the door saying, "Gone to the market, the key is under the mat." And your only hope in that case is a blind burglar. Your only hope is you've got an idiot investor.
Yeah.
But
they're just gonna go, "Okay,"
investors,
and just leave.
are not necessarily going to sit there for very long and go, okay.
Oh no, they're picky.
That's what
they're gonna start asking questions.
Yeah, you could just ask Tencent. They got their hand in everything, and now they got their hand in Nintendo's China division.
I don't know. It feels like there's some other reason behind it that they're not letting on to.
I think Nintendo's a little bit tougher on, and I say this lightly, just given Nintendo's history. They're probably a little bit tougher on loot box style. I
was getting ready to say, I wonder if it has something to do with their pay to win.
Because it does seem very hard or inconvenient at the very least to get points for some of the games on the Nintendo Switch, or like how hard it was just to figure out how to select weapons. Or for me, at least, I may have been just being a dummy dumb. But to figure out how to buy just the weapons for the characters in what's that MOBA game?
Paladins.
Yeah, Paladins. That deterred me from even trying. When I couldn't figure out how to change the menu over, I was like, nope, done with this. I won't even look. I mean, I had no intention of buying anything, but I like to browse, whatever. Not now.
Yeah. I don't know. It might have something to do with their pay-to-win structure that they've, like, built into their games, but honestly, I hate.
And I've talked about that, too, that it seems to be that some kind of outside transaction from the initial purchase is the only way these larger developed games can really thrive. You know, because the cost of developing games only goes up. And that initial sale doesn't break the necessary cost, especially when you have these games that are continually updated and improved upon. Now you've got to back those costs. It's actually, I guess that's not a fair comparison to compare 90s games that were updated online for free versus this. But to keep the company financially viable, you need to have some kind of, and again, I'm not against microtransactions that sell you the little dog that follows you around the map. Things that don't affect gameplay, those don't bother me in a game at all.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever. If I find something that looks cool, maybe I'll buy it, maybe I won't. If that's how you want to drive, that's fine, as long as the core game is there. It's like,
sometimes I don't mind buying those, especially because I know it's supporting the game.
Yeah.
I don't like knowing I'm paying for it and it's gonna help me better at the game. Like I said, the little skins. Like we've slightly hit on this before, I think, on a
of course
previous topic, like with the Mercy skin.
It seems to be a butt hurt point for us.
Yeah, like with the Mercy skin, like I didn't mind paying that extra money
because it was charity.
It was a charity, and I got something fun out of it.
Sure,
why not?
Well, Blizzard and Activision are in on it now. They released Crash Team Racing. You know, and they did this with Battlefield too. EA did this was it? Yeah, and both of these games released without microtransactions, got good review scores, and then months later they released an update that adds microtransactions. So Crash Team Racing now has microtransactions, and it's not on the boxes either, so it's not in the ESRB rating for parents. I'm actually curious what the ESRB will do about that, because that seems to be a way to skirt their regulations, and it's not necessarily it's voluntary, but it keeps the government out of it. Mm-hmm. And that's a good thing as far as art is concerned.
They're going to ruin it.
Oh, yeah. Trying to skirt it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Shadow said, too, like, upgrades for, like, single player, it's not even as bad.
I care about that when they make the game ridiculously hard in such a fashion to push you to those upgrades.
Well, like with the SMT games, like, on the 3DS, you could buy the demons.
How much were those upgrades?
Not very much.
99 cents.
Yeah.
And you got to use the upgrade over and over. Yeah. I did it to power level characters.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play the story.
Yeah.
So that I don't mind. It's a one-time you pay for a level that you can go and rack your
you can move it
level
around wherever you want. And,
yeah. That doesn't bother me. But when you pay for like 2-hour boost to experience.
Yeah, that doesn't make
crap
sense.
like that. No.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Or they had with the FIFA games, you were having to pay for players.
FIFA games, you had to buy player rosters.
Yeah, I heard about that. That is the most
and it was random. So like people would spend crazy amounts of money.
They make more money on microtransactions
than the actual game
than they do on the actual game sales.
It's ridiculous. It's getting out of hand on certain things.
I mean, in GTA 5 went ahead and dropped a full-on casino in their game.
Wait.
You can buy cash for GTA 5, right? You can buy in-game cash with cash.
Oh, okay, all right.
And you can take that and gamble on things in the game. But you're using that in-game cash, which eventually will translate to real money if you're not playing.
Yeah.
I love all these icons.
Which shifts the entire... Which is fine. If you want to do that and you want to gamble like that, your money, do what you want. But, kids are playing these games.
Yeah.
And whether we like to believe it or not, it is the things that we take and is the things that we bring into our lives when we're younger that influence how we behave earlier or later in life. That is why you see the disappearing of physical media, because that's why you see the disappearing of physical games. Digital game sales are 50% of Sony's gaming income now.
I hate digital.
And their sales. I love them for their convenience, but I also appreciate a physical copy. The problem is these kids growing up not having a physical copy to appreciate makes them ignorant to the fact that there ever was one. They don't think about the fact that these things will never be available to them later. Some do, but most people, your average consumer, is just like, we'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah, see.
And they actively or inadvertently push that kind of that model forward and propel it forward. There's no incentive for them to provide more to you. That's also why I kind of feel like I like Nintendo games, is I feel like they try to give you something fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that other developers don't do this, but EA and Activision are kind of being shisty. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're basically, like with their sports games, they're essentially reskinning it, upping the roster, and then putting it out because it's basically the same mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's easy money for them. And I guess a part of it is people weren't buying it. They weren't buying it every single year because it's essentially the same. So that's probably why they thought about the micros.
I think it's a heavier seller over in Europe.
That's okay. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. Madden's probably a much heavier seller here in America.
But FIFA worldwide, you're right, is probably.
Yeah.
Didn't you try doing that, licking your Switch game?
Not yet.
Because it's coded.
Oh, so next week we'll have Steven looking.
No, I won't lick my Switch games.
You want to lick one?
You want to open one? Yeah.
Are you kidding? Heck yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it for
All right, guys.
Apparently, like the worst thing ever.
Have you they're coded with what is it?
No, I know all about it.
Okay.
I'll do it. I don't care.
I just don't want to lick my Switch cartridge.
We'll make it a goal if we get so many followers, but I'll lick a Switch game on stream.
What if we go get a used one that will never be played?
It's already been played.
Be careful about
no.
Be careful about monetizing licking Switch cartridges. Activision might find a way to charge you for it.
Like what I mean is, you guys probably won't play it because it's a bad game.
Oh, possibly.
If you buy a bad game, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if we get,
we're gonna make a goal. We're gonna make a follower goal. If we hit that goal,
I will.
Bud's gonna lick a Switch game on stream.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, yeah.
So tell your friends, tell your moms,
tell your husbands,
tell your grandmas,
tell your kids, tell your wife,
tell everybody. We just telling everybody up in this piece.
Because we licking Switch cartridges up in here.
Yeah, because we licking Switch cartridges up in this piece.
He can do a marathon run. How many will he lick in a row?
Yeah,
it could be your gamer girl bathwater.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, we can just. Yeah, you can lick Switch cards and we'll sell it.
And then sell them.
Yeah, we'll sell it.
Oh my god.
Monetization.
More slicked games. How many times you lick it will dictate how good of a game it was. I give this game 5 licks.
Oh my god.
And ship it off. It's a new rating system.
Yeah.
This got silly.
Yeah. Somewhat.
It was fun though. I liked it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's just those companies just being kind of crappy and having crap excuses for their behavior.
It is.
It's similar, like it's the same idea with Apple builds some products that are made to frustrate repair services kind of things, but like apparently this new MacBook has gone above and beyond with the new I'm going to refer to it as an integrated chip system. That is the primary chip that controls the entire boot process of the computer. If that dies, you can't replace it because it is paired to other chips on the board. So that if you hot swap it with a exact same model, because it doesn't know these chips, they're not friends, it won't boot. And then they solder the hard drives to the motherboards now. So that's a thing that
So you can't like completely.
You can't get any help other than from Apple because they're the only ones that can unlock it.
That's messed up.
Wait, what are we?
If you could access the hard drive, I could be like, you get what you pay for. But since you can't even access your hard drive without that, like that's a big heavy strike for me there.
Not gonna lie, I just zoned out for a second, but Ruth said something about replace the logic board.
Can't do that anymore. The chips, as well as the board, and the chips they're paired with are all brothers and sisters. If the family's not together, it won't boot.
Gotcha. Well, we're starting to hit marks, so we should probably move on to the next couple topics.
Yeah. Well, we only had one.
Talking about,
didn't
we? Yeah, but we had a couple other little short news.
We can skip those.
Oh, okay.
Or we can do them in a blurb at the end. But so yeah, we've got alternate ways of playing games.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to these. Apparently, it's been a thing in Pokemon forever, like Nuzlocke, things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I've known of them, but I never really actively engaged in it. Like,
so you do replay games, right, guys?
Oh yeah, of course. Well,
Minecraft, does that count?
Yeah, you do these things in there.
I'll generally play Final Fantasies.
Okay.
Slowly.
So you play the exact same way every single time you do a playthrough. You don't add any stipulations.
For me, yeah, because I like to book read my games.
I gotcha.
So my first goal is to play through the way the game's intended the first time.
Yeah.
And then when I play through a second time, if I do, is to sit at the very beginning of the game, find the creature that gives me the most experience, and just sit there and power level all day,
That's his favorite
all night,
thing to do.
And then once there's nothing else in the game that can stop me, I just play through the game and book read my story.
Yep.
So I can take the story in without any conflict.
It's the most ridiculous thing. What is your character on Final Fantasy VII like?
It was
level 70 before you even left Midgar?
70 when I left the first disc.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
So he just like murdered everything.
Yeah,
he just walked. You just see Cloud walking like a big buff guy.
I did the same thing with 8 and 9. I was like level 20 when I left the Seed Garden.
It's ridiculous. 8. Oh, it's so much.
And then 9, I was like level 60 when I left the first area.
Yeah, but I know that's a thing though where people do that. Like not with just Pokemon. It's other games like The Sims. People do that a lot with The Sims.
There are a bunch of runs.
They call them challenges.
Solo challenges is a popular one for Final Fantasy VII. I know where people beat the game with just Cloud. It's a Yoshiyuki's challenge where you use the.
Everybody else defends while he attacks.
No, they let him get knocked out. They do nothing. You play with only Cloud.
Oh, so you're basically dragging them behind you.
Yeah, you play the whole game as Cloud, except
if you want to envision that, you're dragging everyone behind you, and you're like swiping at everything.
He is literally the hero of that world in totality.
Okay, all right. I mean, that's cool. I wouldn't do that. That seems tedious.
I've seen people
try exactly what it is.
I've seen people try to get through like Fallout games while like killing all the characters, because like some of the side characters will give you side quests and give you items and quests to help level. Well, they just murder everybody.
It's like that there.
It's the South Park episode where they killed millions of
boars. That's exactly
what
I do.
That's exactly what he does. That's how he plays the game.
That is why I love the Switch so much.
Because you can just take it with you.
I can turn on a movie and watch a movie and just press A all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I would set my materia up in such a fashion in Final Fantasy VII so that I didn't have to play the game at all, because I'd have I'd have cover on everybody, and then I'd have cover paired with
Counter?
Yeah, cover paired with counter, and I'd master them so that every character had cover, every character had counter. And sometimes I'd pair counters with magics, and I'd have a couple counters on them. So you'd counter with an attack, and then you'd counter with magic, and then the other person would counter and heal the team. So I didn't have to play the game because I've used the materia system to basically...
As gambits.
Yeah. The game doesn't have an autoplay mode, so I built one. So that I could level up while I play.
I did nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I've taken more interest into doing challenges, actually. Watching people do it, it seems like fun, but like there's some things that are extreme. Like I would not do the Yoshiyuki challenge for Final Fantasy VII.
What's that?
Well, there's some.
It's literally just Cloud and the Yoshiyuki sword. He does so much damage.
There's other things you can do. Like with open world games, you don't play with like the mini map, so you have to memorize and orientate yourself on your own.
I could do that with.
There are some games that already implement that, like
World of Warcraft.
Breath of the Wild does that in their master mode.
They
get rid of
mode?
They get rid of your
the
mini map.
HUD goes away.
They get rid of your hearts. They take away the mini map. They take away
and they put
all
a Lionel right on
they take away your all
right
your
on your
indicators
side,
and they put a Lionel right outside the starting area where you have a stick.
Oh, that's cool. So they have that built in already.
Yes.
That's exactly what happens. No auto combat hold mode. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. If there's a way I can make auto combat where I don't have to press A but I still level up, I'll do it.
Yeah. And why
I love Gambits in 12.
There's one that I want to try is like permadeath. Well, there's two parts to this. There's permadeath where like with Pokemon.
Isn't that Nuzlocke?
Yes.
Okay, that Nuzlocke. But you can also do that with like narrated games where like if your character dies, you have to start all the way from the beginning.
So it's like hardcore mode for Diablo.
And then you can apply that to stealth games like Metal Gear Solid or there's other stealth games.
Okay, so we're turning new games into old games where if you died, you had to start all the way back at the beginning. Like, what's that one game everyone hated? I saw somebody the other day playing Lion King on the Super Nintendo, and he was like, "This was for kids." He's like, "What is this?" He's like, "I can't even get past the stupid hyenas." He gave himself infinite lives, and apparently it took him like an hour to get past the second level. He's like, "This is
because you have to pay attention to what you're doing."
He was like, "This is the most ridiculous thing."
The giraffe part apparently is one of the hardest.
Yeah, that
the what?
No, the monkeys too. The monkey puzzle.
Okay, yeah.
He said that one was really difficult. That one took him to get everything in there and to get out of it, it took him about 20 minutes just to leave a short little area. He had issues with the hyena area though.
I don't remember that.
Whenever you go to the hyena place.
Oh,
and they're all
the dead
around.
Yeah.
Elephant
graveyard.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't remember the name. I was like,
I played it on
that
Game Gear.
The hyena place.
Was it hard on there?
I don't remember.
Because maybe it was a different platform.
I don't know.
Maybe it was pretty good at
there were
finishing games on Game Gear. I got Battletoads on Game Gear.
He would get to certain points, he'd be like, I'm finally safe, and then like one of the hyenas would jump down from like the top things and land on top of him and like clip his toe, and then he'd die.
Yeah,
he was like,
the hitbox was messed
he was
up.
like, what the heck is this? He's like, how are kids supposed to play this game?
Simba broke a nail.
Or you play the original Ninja Turtles on on regular Nintendo. That is not an easy game.
It's so ridiculous, but
yeah, I've heard Super Meat Boy is actually like that, but I have not actually.
They do have permadeath though in Fire Emblem, the thing.
Disney games used to be good.
So your main characters can't die necessarily, but you can't use them in battle, so they're still there for story purposes.
Yeah.
But if they
are injured, the story treats as an injury, such that they're not allowed anymore.
Some of them die.
Yeah, some do.
Some do die. But main plot point characters for story purposes become
retired.
Yeah. Injured beyond.
Yeah,
recovery.
I set that mode on Fates, and then I break the rules every time and reset. Like I'm like, no, that was crap that person died. That was a critical hit. Should not have happened.
That never happened.
Yeah.
No, the reason I did it is because I was trying to collect all the characters, so I was letting them die, right? But if I killed the other character I was trying to recruit, I'd reset the game, and I spent like 10 hours doing this. And I finally got to the point where I could kill off all the enemies, not lose my entire team, and have a chance to talk to the guy.
Yeah.
Only to find out you can't recruit him in this storyline. But for some reason in the battle, if you can get your main character close to them, you can still talk to him.
Okay.
Which to me, I was kind of like,
why?
What the hell? When I found out, I was so mad because I spent so much time. Because like, I can talk to him, that means I can recruit him. Because that's the way it worked in Awakening.
Yeah.
I was like, what the actual... Oh, so that's part of the reason I quit playing.
You have a pleasant conversation, and then he murders you. He's like, "Hi, how's the weather?" Stab.
I was so pissed.
Oh, what other challenges?
Yeah, they
you got?
do take arrows to the knee.
There's one where you don't level up, where
oh yeah, level 1 or 0 challenges.
Or you obviously do level up naturally throughout the game, but you don't grind. Like you play through the story as
it's intended.
It's the opposite of what you do.
So
actually, there's one game I wanted to do that. Kingdom Hearts level 1 challenge. The whole game level 1.
So that's basically what I do with games whenever I'm trying to beat them as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't grind. I did that in Kingdom Hearts 3. So the last boss ended up being a lot harder for me just because my health was so low.
The last boss just hits too hard and has no openings.
Well,
but there's no mechanics to it.
That's the thing though. But here's the thing: was like I my health bar was so low because I don't remember what level I was. I had to go back and double check.
40.
Are you sure I was even up that
maybe
high?
Like 42, I think. Yeah.
Because I know I didn't grind.
Yeah, you were above 40.
I literally just went through the game, just
because I was
beat things as I went, and I was just like running
beat this
past.
game so we can talk about it.
Yeah, there was just a whole bunch of enemies. I just run past them, go straight for the boss, and just murder him, and then move on.
Exactly.
But the last boss
uneven
was
scaling in
difficult.
That game,
because I was okay up until that point. The last couple bosses gave me a little bit of trouble. I got through them fine, but the last boss, I got so mad trying to beat him. I about threw my controller at the wall. I thought I was gonna have to go back and grind. I was like, I'm right here at the end. I'm gonna have to go all the way back. Yeah. Level up.
And that boss just sucks because it is such a long fight.
Well, there were so many things like
you can't it's probably a half-hour fight if you aren't leveled up and you don't perfectly block everything.
There's a point too where you get, after you do a whole bunch of other big long battles with him, he knocks your health down all the way, and if you don't block everything, it kills you.
I don't like that.
It was terrible. I hated it. It's bad.
It's like
bad
Dark
game
Souls
design.
on hard.
It was.
But people still beat that, but
I mean, it was like Dark Souls on Dark Souls is really
I was
unfair.
really hoping.
It's like Dark Souls on easier mode.
Speaking of that, because I started playing Bloodborne on your profile, I tried playing again last night. I couldn't get past the werewolf in the beginning last night. Tried 30 minutes.
Wait, the what werewolf?
When you first wake up, you don't have any weapons.
Oh, yeah.
30 minutes. Couldn't get past
to
him
get past the first boss.
I couldn't get past him again.
It's not even a boss.
Yeah, I know. So I didn't screw it.
There's tons of werewolves in that game too. Like so that game is really unfair too because it's like Dark Souls. So there's
unfair or
unfair. There's
Drew would tell you
there'll be things like hidden and they'll just come out and go wham, and then you're dead. You got to start all the way back over.
Because in that beginning there's like tables along the walls that are jutting out.
Yeah.
So it's easy to when you dodge into the section to get caught in the corner. So he's just sitting there swiping at you while you're in the corner and you can't get out. That game.
I guess that's what happened.
Well, if you can dodge a werewolf, you can dodge a dodgeball.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try it again today just to get past that.
Just to get past the first. So that's your goal, is to get past that first monster.
So frustrating.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So sometimes it does help to step away from games for a while and come back to them. Because I was playing
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I was playing Cave Story.
I completely forgot all the mechanics that I bothered to learn.
See, I thought I was gonna have that issue because I was playing Cave Story and I got stuck on the last boss. Because you remember I binged it for 2 or 3 days.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, well I binged it.
This happened apparently.
I binged it for I binged it for 2 or 3 days because I love it so much and I was just playing. I was enjoying it a lot.
I didn't know she was a fan.
And I got to the end and I couldn't beat the last boss. I couldn't. There's 4 different stages you have to go through, and every time you lose at one of the stages, you gotta start all the way back over. Yeah. But I couldn't get past the second or third stage, and so he kept killing me over and over and over again. So I eventually I was like, I'm never gonna beat it. So I just put the game down. I haven't played it in months. Went back to it the other day, and fourth try. I finally I got further the first time I tried it. I got a lot farther than I had before, which was shocking. I was like, oh, I'm not dead yet. Like, yeah. What's going on? So I was like, I'll keep going, and I actually ended up beating it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I was super excited. It was actually really, really nice to finally beat a game that I was struggling with so much for some reason.
Yeah.
After coming back to it, I really thought I was gonna forget all the mechanics though, and just be like,
no, I forgot all.
The jump into it. Okay, so it took me a few minutes to get the hang of it because the first monster like knocked my health way down. I had to go back and heal, but
yeah,
that's one thing
I did figure it out.
That's frustrating about that game is every time you get hit, you lose levels on your weapons.
Yes,
that is one of the most frustrating mechanics of the game. But when you finally make it past whatever you're getting through, like it's so rewarding.
It's much better.
You sound like Drew's. Like once you get your ass kicked so many times, then you beat it.
There's certain.
It's the most rewarding thing. I'm like, for me, no, it's frustrating.
There's certain games where I can like with Shovel Knight, I can handle that because that game's kind of like that. It's like a challenging platformer, but it's not every game that I like a challenge with. Some games I like to breeze through it. You know.
I got you.
Yeah.
But can we go? It's about time anyway, though. It's 9:27.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, well, it seems as though our plumber is just a little bit early. So,
hi, guys.
We'll go ahead and wrap it up. Right. Yeah, Laura's going to go take care of that. But yeah, I think challenges I'm becoming more open-minded to them.
Well, it gives you a reason to replay games. Like, and that's a big thing that I've
got such a backlog.
Well, see, that's the thing I don't understand. Like people, like there's always games coming out and there's always consoles coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm more of the mindset of like I have a backlog too. I'd rather sit with what I have right now and then replay or just get through them all.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a reason to replay them.
Yeah.
Other than just I have to get a new game every year. It's like no, I have a plethora.
I keep saying I'm not gonna get the next systems, but I know I'm gonna if they put Halo on it. I know I'm going to if they put a Kingdom Hearts on it. The only reason I even own Xbox and Microsoft, or Xbox and Sony or Microsoft and Xbox you know what? I own any other system other than the Switch.
Okay, yeah.
Is for exclusives.
Yeah.
I have a computer that can keep up with them. So if it's a graphically intensive game that is a cross-platform, I'll probably pick it up on my computer if I really want it.
Yeah.
But if it comes out on Switch, hands down, I'm going to the Switch just because I can take it with me, and I find myself out and about more in that sense. Or, I don't know. There's just something whimsical to me about handhelds. There always has been. I've always been fascinated with it. And the option to put it on my TV is just a bonus. But these new challenges for games make me want to reconsider moving forward. Like there just seems to be no purpose to buy games, and that's a whole other argument that games are becoming stagnated again.
Well, certain genres are becoming stagnant.
Oh yeah, but even the storytelling is just everyone's trying to do the same thing. So,
well, you would know more than I would because I hit like very specific things, and I really don't deviate from that. But you play more of a variety of games than I do, so you probably see more of the repetition, right? You see more of the repetition because you play a wider variety of games than I do.
Sometimes,
so you can see like you can compare more than I can.
I mean, and I just keep an eye out for certain themes and ideas.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like if games are overly political, like if politics is the story, like say a Gundam series,
okay,
I'm cool with politics in a game. If the politics wrote the game, that annoys me because then it's not a story for a story's sake, and I enjoy storytelling, not being told a narrative.
Gotcha.
I mean, I have a distinction between the two in that a story is a story I want to tell you. Like I wrote a story for a game, and it's got at least 300 years of history for that world. But there's absolutely nothing in this world that necessarily influences it. I just thought it was an interesting story about creators of the world being punished for abusing the world, and the redemption of that world. I just thought it was an interesting concept. It wasn't really necessarily fueled by anything that I think. I mean, obviously, it's going to have my biases, but I'm not actively applying any ideas to it. I let the story just kind of tell itself and be like, oh, that sounds like a cool idea. That sounds like a cool idea. Whereas everything else today is be like, it's fueled by people's beliefs outright. This is what I believe, so it must be in my story. As far as non-console specific games, as far as non-console exclusive games that you're asking about, I might buy the game if it was actually built on one system before the others and then ported the others.
Yeah.
That I might do because it was designed around that setup, but if not, it's really up in the air. You know, I started out Rocket League on PlayStation, then I bought it on PC. Didn't like the mouse controls, even though it looked 100 times better. And now I play it on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all about the experience to me, and if the experience in the console setup is not there, I'll find somewhere else to get it. I don't know. There's always been something very personal to me about the 3DS, the DS, the handheld lineup from Nintendo, even the PSP, the Vita, Game Gears. Something very personal about that experience. It's really in your face, and even though the graphics are much less superior, I felt like I got sucked in more.
Yeah. Well, I feel similar. That's why I collect handhelds pretty much.
And then like sitting close to the TV gives the same effect, but I don't like sitting close to the TV anymore because I like the TV to be at a good distance for viewing movies. Yeah. So, and if you ever watch me playing on a game at home when I'm on the TV, I'm never sitting up. I'm always laying down, and crooking your neck at the side just it's a bad day waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's about that time regardless.
Yep.
We've appreciated you guys joining us. It's been a lot of fun. Actually enjoyed a lot of conversation this morning. That was a really much better ending topic than I would have believed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be sitting down and uploading here in a little while. I gotta go figure out what's going on upstairs. But I actually hope to have this one uploaded tomorrow, if not tonight. And we are back behind because of things that have come up. So we will be getting the other two episodes from the podcast uploaded. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is going to take quite a while to actually encode it all to compile the video. So I'm probably looking on a few weeks yet, and I would actually like to release the Crystal Chronicles as a set. I'm weird like that. And I am still editing Four Swords right now. We're still debating format. So if you do have an idea for a format for Four Swords, if you ever want to watch it on YouTube, do drop us something in the suggestion box. Again, we're still stuck on that. Do we want to do 15-minute increments by level? Do we want to do just by level, or do we want to just drop the whole thing raw? And
well, we could do 15 minutes and then the boss.
Oh, but one session becomes 12 episodes. So that's where our debate lay. So we appreciate you for joining us. If you like what you do, give us a follow. Tell us about your friends. Tell your mama. Tell you your dad. Whatever.
Yep.
Beyond that, have yourself a good Saturday. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. See ya.
Have a good one. Button. What does this button do?
Fades.